Hi everyone, Edward T. O'Donnell, your historian at large here, with 5 things everyone should know about Christopher Columbus as we head into the holiday weekend. Number 1, Columbus is usually described as an Italian explorer, but when he was born in 1451 in the city of Genoa, there was no nation of Italy. Columbus was born a citizen of the Republic of Genoa, a city-state, little piece of what eventually becomes Italy in the mid-19th century. Number 2, Columbus did not discover America. For one, he landed in the Bahamas in October 1492 and never set foot on the North American continent. Secondly, he got there by accident. His actual intended destination was East Asia. That's why he ended up calling the native peoples Indians. And third, Scandinavian explorer Leif Erikson arrived in North America around 1000 AD, 500 years before Columbus. Number 3, Columbus saw the indigenous people of the Caribbean as potential slaves right from the jump. In 1492, just after he had arrived, he wrote in his journal that the indigenous peoples ought to be good servants and of good intelligence. And a short time later, he wrote of the natives that they were, quote, fit to be ordered about and made to work. When Columbus returned to Spain after that first voyage, he took with him between 6 and 9 captive natives. 2 years later, in 1494, on his second voyage, he sent back dozens of natives as slaves. And in 1495, he transported back to Spain more than 500 native men, women, and children. In many ways, Christopher Columbus played a key role in establishing the transatlantic slave trade that would last for hundreds of years. Number 4, the first official Columbus Day celebrated in America took place in 1892 to mark the 400th anniversary of Columbus's arrival in the New World. It was not a holiday to celebrate Italian heritage, but rather a celebration of American patriotism and unity. And here's a fun fact that kind of bears this out. Part of the commemoration of this Columbus Day in 1892 was the debut of the Pledge of Allegiance, which is about patriotism and unity. This Columbus Day in 1892 was intended as a one-time event only. But Italian Americans over time began to celebrate it in cities all across America, and eventually, in 1934, Columbus Day became a national holiday. Number 5. Indigenous Peoples Day was first celebrated in California in October of 1992 as a counter-celebration to the 500th anniversary of Columbus's arrival. The organizers were inspired by a growing global movement to condemn Columbus for bringing colonization, slavery, and genocide to the Americas. Let's just say that Italian Americans have not been pleased by this development, nor by a similar effort to remove statues of Christopher Columbus from public squares all across the country. Okay, now you're ready for the weekend, whether you call it Columbus Weekend or Indigenous Peoples Weekend. Don't forget to like this video and hit follow to keep up on all things history here at In the Past Lane.